buckle up, because it's gonna be a long ride. It's gonna be a wild ride. Nobody cares, but we're gonna tell you anyways. This is Popcorn Chats. What's up? Welcome back to Popcorn Chats. I'm MICHAE.
I'm Katie.
And we are back with our Cringe Series on the pod here. We have not had a cringe episode in a long time. However, I would argue that this shit was not even cringy. It was in fact straight fire. And that is After Ever Happy today, the fourth movie in the After franchise phenomenon.
I'm so perplexed. I thought this was the third one. I think the second and the third one blend. Which one was Dylan Sprouse in?
The second one. And I think the third one fell off the radar for me. I forget about the third one.
Okay, so I know After, obviously. And then we have After We Collided, After We Fell. After We Collided, After We Fell, After Ever. Okay, I fucking knew that, but I don't know why. I think I am blacking out the third one. That's the one we watched last year?
With COVID, yeah.
Really?
I can't keep this shit straight.
I can't either. It's kind of like Stranger Things for me, the second and the third seasons combined for me. I don't know what it is, but I remember the end of the third movie because it picks up right where we left off, which I loved. I didn't really cringe, and maybe it's just because my expectations were set, and we talked about growth and how it's more fun to just pick out the good things about a movie and then enjoy it rather than shit on it. I had a good time.
I just enjoyed myself. Brain off, enjoyment meter open, and that's what I need, so.
I think I'm just a changed bitch. I'm reading this book for book club right now. We're reading this book for book club called fucking Priest. It's just called Priest, not fucking Priest. I need to stop doing that.
But he is a fucking priest.
He's a priest who fucks.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, do it. Because especially if you had a Catholic upbringing and you're a little bit spooked by that, it'll heal you right up, babe. Go ahead and read it.
Have you finished this section for this week? Because the club scene finally happens in the last chapter.
No, don't tell me anything. But he has met Sterling. Sterling showed up.
Fucking Sterling.
To the place of work. I was kind of go off Sterling. Tyler knew what was going on. He was I don't really have any moral high ground over him. And I was good for you that you're recognizing that, because if you're a priest or a really religious person, then you're gonna that's kind of your only thing, because you're not enjoying your life because you're following all these fucking rules. So the only thing that you have is well, I'm morally better than all these people. But he didn't even have that in that situation, and they both got to fuck Poppy. So he lost. He lost that encounter, and I'm ready to see him counterattack.
Oh, I'm excited. And when you get to the club scene, just picture Unholy playing, because it's perfection.
That song perfection. Is forever in my head. It's always playing. It was just playing just now.
You sound great.
With the vocals. Oh, I watched that the other day.
What, Cheetah Girls?
Step up. Yeah, second one.
A masterpiece.
Say that.
Anywho, before we jump in, check in. How are things? How's life?
Things are doing well. I will kind of spare people a check-in. I just wanted to say that if you're in the Los Angeles area, you should consider coming to the premiere of Stoker Street, which is a short film that I worked on with my good friend Shelby. Last year we filmed it, and now it's done, and it is premiering on Sunset Boulevard. The address is 4220 Sunset Boulevard. It's in Silver Lake. It's at a tattoo shop called The Painted Lady LA. It's a Black women-owned tattoo shop. She is going to be putting on a flash tattoo sale, and we'll have 4 showings of Stoker Street, our film. The feature film that I wrote and am directing, the preview for that will be playing as well. So if you're in LA, think about stopping by, and you can see me and Shelby and our cast and our crew and get a tat, maybe.
Are you gonna get one?
I am. I already know what I'm getting, and I'm getting it.
What is it?
I'm getting it on my butt. Skeleton hand that's like doing this.
I love that. That's so cute.
Corinne and I are both getting it on our booties.
That's so fun. And how can people watch it that are not local?
So we are also having a virtual premiere event that you can buy tickets for. I will be posting that on my Instagram on October 6th. So when this episode is out, hopefully. Editing for me has been a bitch lately. But anyways. Yes, if you're not local in LA, you will still be able to watch the film. If you want to buy tickets to the virtual premiere, it'll only be like $5 or something. Information will be going out the day that this episode is out. You can buy the DVD of the film eventually too. And we're hoping that it will be on Amazon Prime. So if you're not in LA, and you're not going to be able to see the premiere, that's totally fine. You'll be able to see it at some point. Yeah, my movie Bittersweet Nostalgia is being made, and that's like the main thing in my life right now is things are just really like picking up for that. But yeah, Stoker Street premiering October 29th. Wear a costume. Get fun. Freaky.
Fun and funky.
How are you? How's life?
I'm doing good. Today was a day, but and yesterday was also a day. No, because my boss is out of town at a conference, so I did not have to go in today, which was nice. It's just been like a week, whatever, and it's only Tuesday. It is what it is. And I'm having dinner with a friend tomorrow night that I haven't... She got married, a couple weeks ago, but I didn't really get to talk to her at her wedding at all because it was, like, busy, obviously. So I'm excited to have dinner with her tomorrow night and catch up with her. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been looking forward to this week.
Vibing, surviving, thriving. I found the cutest, like, kitty scratching Halloween thing today. And I was like, if I were in Wisconsin, I would buy this for them right now.
For the little beanie bags. They're so freaking cute. I want to get them Halloween costumes. I know they would hate them.
They would,
They would hate them, but I think that would be so cute.
If Dory was like little Albert Einstein with his
would that not be
hair,
adorable?
A little
I'd love to get him like a
scientist.
little sweater vest or something.
Yeah.
He'd look so cute. And Arya could be like a little witch or like a little assassin or something because she's kind of sassy.
If you could just get it for like one picture, I feel like it'd be worth it. Because that'd be so fucking cute.
Yup, and I still need to figure out my own Halloween costume, which is annoying. I think I might just go as Rue again, do Euphoria again, because it's easy. I don't have to buy anything new. And I don't know. I don't want to figure anything out. And I'm already going to like a couple Halloween party by myself.
Botched.
So like I'm not looking to then have a costume that like makes me stand out in any way. I just want to kind of just look normal and like blend in and just let people forget that I'm even there.
What were your overall thoughts? Like, do we have an overall rating?
Overall rating, I am giving this an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. I mean, I definitely still think the first one for me is probably my favorite, but I would say this one is up there. I really enjoyed this one. I think the second one I have just a prejudice against because I loved the second book. The second book was my favorite, if I'm remembering correctly. However, I hated the Sprouse twin in it. I just hated him.
Yeah.
So, like, he really tainted that whole movie for me. But this one, yeah, I'd say not my favorite. I'd say probably my second favorite movie out of all of them.
I would also say that this one is my second favorite, which that's not really saying much because I quite literally do not... like, the second and the third one might as well just be one movie for me. Like, I don't remember anything. I think I'm gonna give this, like a 7.5, an 8 out of 10 because comfort goes a long way. And I just love fall. I really love fall. This is my first non-Midwest fall, and I will be honest, I'm like struggling a little bit without like crispy leaves and like chilly air and everything. This just really filled a hole. Genuinely, like I'm being dead ass serious. It took me back to just like being high school watching like John Green movies and being like, oh, this is what love is. I had a great girly Lilas time. They have figured out a formula with these movies that just hit. And maybe not for everybody, bitch. If it doesn't hit for you, that's fine. I'm not gonna apologize that it hits for me. The
1000%.
old Katie is quaking in her grave, bitch.
She is. I'd like to go back and listen to that first episode again. Because you were like, how dare they put this toxic relationship on screen for people to see?
Am I crazy? I don't feel like it was that controversial this time. Or like, I didn't feel like it was that...
I feel like I just love it.
Okay,
So
I don't know if I've just like really, really changed or... Because I didn't even feel like this one was as sexual as some of the other ones. Like, it definitely wasn't as steamy. On a steaminess rating, I would give this more of like a 6 out of 10.
Which this is like the least steamy book out of all of them. So like it makes sense.
Felt a little bit more mature, and they're just like really dealing with their trauma. And there's sex scenes, cute and good. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really feel like it was that problematic, but maybe that's just because it's the same relationship and like I'm used to it by now. Yeah, I'm living proof that people change, and I'm not too proud to admit that I was a little bit intense back in the day. For what? Like, you're not saving the world by hating on this movie. Like, you'll be fine. It's okay. Just
you were going
give it a little time. You'll come out of the closet and stop being so bitter. It's okay.
So do we want to do standout star? We used to do standout cringe star and standout cringe scene. Honestly, I didn't really have a cringe scene in this or necessarily a cringe star. So do you just want to do like regular standout star, standout scene?
Yeah, I do have a cringy moment that I do want to talk about. My standout star, I believe.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not gonna say that one. I think my standout star, like genuinely not joking, is them as a couple in this one.
Okay.
Like I like their couple dynamic and just how well established it is at this point. Like Hardin even says at one point, like, you know us, you know how we are, to Landon, I think it was that he was saying that to. And like there's just something special about that. And I think when a couple is kind of like a combined unit, like Edward and Bella, Jack and Rose, like you just, certain couples, it's like you just know them and you're kind of like peering into their relationship. Should I be comparing Hardin and Tessa to fucking Jack and Rose from Titanic? Probably not. Don't come for me, but it's comforting and it's cool to watch on screen in a romance. That's what we're here for. It's a romance.
My standout star is Mr. Hardin Scott. Hero finds Tiffin. He ate and left not a single crumb. He was amazing in this. Okay, straight up, he was amazing. I want to get into Miss Langford. So,
yeah, I guess we have done cringe star. We've done cringe star and it's always her. So
I think he did really good in this. I believe, like the fire scene, like I felt his pain when he was making up with his dad / not his dad. I felt that. I felt everything that he went through in this movie, and I thought he was just phenomenal. I loved watching him.
Yeah, he really goes there. Like, he's really able to get there with this character who's just so angry. He kind of elevated her performance in this one. Like, I wasn't as put off by her performance in this film as I have been in the other ones. Like, she really stood out like a sore thumb in some of the other ones, and I felt like she was kind of bringing it more.
I think she was a little bit better. There were just some scenes that I felt like she wasn't matching him. I want to get into more of that later, but I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. So
a cringy moment that I will use as my standout cringe scene is at the beginning when they're playing the classic wedding anthem, "We Are Family, We Are Family," and they're all like awkwardly dancing when the mom just cheated on her husband that she just married. They're at the reception dancing to "We Are Family," when it's like, yeah, bitch, we literally are all family, because she has been fucking Tessa's boss who gave her the job because he's like a close family friend to Hardin, but it's actually his real dad, birth dad, birth father.
You are the father.
You are the father. Ken, you are not the father. Sashay away. But yeah, I just thought that was fucking funny that it like picks up right where we left off. Hardin's drinking. He's throwing him back, and we just got, "We are family." They're gonna do the cha-cha slide next. Just casually,
all the classic wedding ones.
Ignoring the fact that she was fucking somebody else before the wedding day. Mom, you're shady for that. Come on now.
I don't think I had a cringe scene for this. I think I just did regular. Yeah, I did regular standout scene for me, and one that I was looking forward to was when Hardin lit the house on fire, and I felt like that was good. Again, I just loved his performance in that moment. I'd say like overall that was one of the more standout ones in my mind. And I think because I had remembered it so vividly from the books that I wanted to see it like translated well on screen, and I enjoyed it. But I do agree that beginning was bad.
Yeah, I do feel like the fire scene was some of the best acting in the entire film. Yeah, and another standout aspect is just the music. We talk about it every time.
Oh my god,
but
they kill it.
with the come on. That one song.
Yeah.
Show a little loving. The one that's in
Oh my God.
fucking To All the Boys.
Yep.
Netflix
they
must
kill it.
have that song on lock or something. I love that. Show
They
a little
always bring
loving.
it with the soundtracks.
Shine a little light on. I am going to go for a walk in the park and listen to this soundtrack. Find a fucking leaf to crunch.
Just one single leaf.
That's all I need.
That's all you need. Oh, well, it is very fall here. Ugh.
I'm jealous.
Anyways.
Oh, what else? Vance is a flop. I don't know if I thought he was much of a flop in the other movies, but like he is real floppy in this one.
He is, because can we talk about him for a moment? So not only did he cheat, so technically he helped his best friend's wife cheat on him with him, and then fathered a child that then he, just said deuces, bye, going to America, went to America, had this whole life, had another child with another woman, and then she dies, and then he marries, or is engaged to his secretary, which already, no, sir, no, that's an imbalance of power, but anyways, I'm here for it. But technically no. And then he cheats on this lovely woman who is ready to be his orphaned son's stepmother, with the lady that he originally cheated with back in the day, the night before her wedding. And then he wants Kimberly to still be with him afterwards.
Kim, get out of there. Kim, get out. Take his kid and get out.
Bye.
I think Kim likes Tessa a little too much. I think Kim needs to have... She just needs to find herself. Like, what's your identity outside of Vance?
I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows.
Kimberly, I feel for you. You need a girl gang. I can go out with you and just get you drunk, get you fucked up. Tessa needs to be there for Kimberly and like take her out on the town, and they need to get white girl wasted and get her some like good dick. Vance is old. Are we forgetting that? Like, he's rich, but he's old. The man's gray, and not in like a sexy silver fox way.
I don't know. Vance kind of slaps.
He was too floppy for me in this one. I found him very handsome in the other movies, like especially when him and Harden are like boxing in the basement or whatever. Like,
oh my God,
I liked him, and I liked how like him and Kimberly like taking Tessa in and like being friends with her. But he's floppy in this one. He's just like such a bitch boy. The fact that he like abandoned Harden's mom too when she was like getting beat. I think that's what Harden is most upset about. Is like, you left us. And then he really just drinks that entire bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, Harden can really hold his liquor.
We see him go from, like, rock bottom to, like, healing in this movie, which I enjoyed. But he's, like, really in a low spot, drinking-wise, depression-wise, self-loathing and like isolating.
One thing that I liked that I don't think it's harder to portray in a movie, obviously, but Harden's life back in London, like he was really struggling to be on like a good path, and that's why his mom sent him to the States to go to school with his dad, because she needed to get him away from his friend group there. So obviously then you see him after this whole like revelation about Vance returning to these friends that he had that all they do is party all day, party all night, repeat kind of thing. And I like that you see him going back into that pattern, and when Tess shows up and tries to like pull him out of it, and he's just, it's like he's not ready to be done with it, you know, he's not ready to be angry about it, he's not ready to get over it, and you can't make someone do that, you know, like you can't force someone to like go into recovery, and I feel like that's kind of with Harden, like you can't force him out of this path, you need to wait for him to come to it himself.
And it does kind of suck that her dad has to OD on heroin to get him to that place. He got there. He got to a place where he was ready to change.
We're not laughing about the fact that Tessa's dad ODs. However, if you listen to our last episode, when Tessa's dad shows up, we were joking about things that we thought would be funny and that they could, you know, put a little more humor into the movie. So we were joking, like, if it would have been funny, you know, when he's sleeping out in the living room, if all of a sudden Tessa and Harding, because, you know, they're, like, hooking up while her dad is in the next room, if all of a sudden he just started throwing up.
Because he's, like, drunk, passed out on the couch, and they're just, like, fucking.
So and Katie was like, Tessie, I threw up on your couch.
I threw up on the couch, Jessie. I'm sorry, Jessie.
And, like, joking around about that. And then Katie sent me a Venmo through. he once again was talking like Tessa's dad. And it was like, Tessie, I died on your bathroom.
I OD'd on your floor, Tessie.
So, like, we're not joking. It's a very serious matter, and it's a very serious matter for Tess. It's just kind of a bit of a running joke here about Tessa's father. So, anyways, just want to clarify.
When I tell you I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Because you didn't know that was going to happen.
No! Oh my God. But it was a great choice. Great choice, because how else are they going to come back together? I love that. And what else is it, like, what other purpose is the dad serving?
Yeah, nothing else. Literally nothing else except to be like a bonding point for their relationship.
Right.
So, his character went as far as it needed to go. Can we get on the topic of Miss Josephine?
Sure.
Okay, so with the dad dying sequence, here's the thing where once again, I was like, she's not giving what I need her to give. Because in that moment, I don't know, it was fine. It was fine, like nothing against it, but I just don't feel like her performance like hit as well as it could have. You know, like I wanted a little more like of her, like, I don't know what I wanted. I just wanted more.
Yeah, I think in the moment that she finds him and like when Landon comes in and is like consoling her, I feel like a more appropriate reaction would be for her to just be like stoic and like not really knowing what to do, because she doesn't really know this man. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but like, yeah, I guess I thought the acting was fine. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have many notes on Miss Langford. I didn't have much of a problem with her in this film. Like,
that's fair.
First of all, maybe this is why she's so hot. And
she is.
I've never really talked about this before, but like, she's really pretty. So maybe that's why I was just like, give her the Oscar. Like, where's her nomination? All the praise, all the recognition. The moment when she was like on top of him, like trying to convince him to like have sex with her or whatever, I was like,
in the car.
Yep. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Fair enough. I liked that car scene. The bangs that she got when she moved to New York.
Actually, here we go. Bitch, we can talk about the bangs. Why, whenever there is a time jump, they have to do something botched with the woman's hair? The men?
They always
exactly the same. Kristen Cole in GOT. Tell me why that's the same man. He looks exactly the same. It's 10 years later. And he looks the same. You didn't even change his hair. You didn't change nothing. You didn't even put a little gray streaks in the beard.
Give him a fucking buzz cut, because that man does not deserve to look fine.
That's wild. Why is it always the woman that has to change? These fucking clip-on, as seen on TV ass bang.
Like, just cut her hair. Cut her hair.
Why can't it stay the same? Like, it's been like a year?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
How long has it been?
I think a year. I don't remember what the time jump is.
Like, it's absolutely atrocious. They did the same thing in Kissing Booth with Joey King.
Okay, that's deserved. But not to Miss Langford.
No, she should have thought that. She should have pushed back on that a little bit.
Yeah, because they're just not the move. Not the
like
move. Give her some low lights, trim a little excess off of her hair. Like, if you really want to do something like that, or just give her actual bangs, because I love bangs.
Right.
They look so cute.
That's what she probably pushed back on. They were probably like, can we give you bangs? Maybe they did give her bangs. I don't know, because in some moments it looked less fake as in other moments. Like, there was one moment where you could see the part of her hair and then the bangs just like resting underneath. I was like, so bad. Fired.
Whoever did that hair was sabotaging her. Yeah. They had beef with her.
They did, because that is so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It was really botched. And I don't know a whole lot of stuff about like beauty. Clearly, my fucking splotchy ass right now. But that doesn't look good. I could see her doing something bigger after these movies are done.
I'd like to see them both in another project.
Yeah, I hope that they do continue on, and like hone in on their craft and try something different after this. No one expected Kristen Stewart to like hone in on her craft and become like the Oscar-nominated actress that she is now. Like, you never know. There are moments, especially with hero where it's like, whoa, you got the chops. You got something going on there. After this,
I'd like to see.
They'll have money and they can maybe just like spend some time figuring it out if that's what they want to do.
They're both still so young. They have so much time still.
These movies are what started the Cringe series for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like when I was watching it the other day, I was just like, I'm just really enjoying this. I have no qualms. And then I was like, I wonder if I love this so much now because I hate kissing booths so much. Like I can see how bad things really can be.
I think also too it has different source material. I've never read the Kissing Booth books, but after Got It Right, where they're like, we are making a dramatized, toxic movie. We're not trying to have humor in it. We're not trying to appeal to like a younger audience. We are truly making this to show this like toxic relationship that people like love to watch unfold. Right. And that it's going to be like a little edgier. I say like a younger 50 Shades. It's not like as kinky as 50 Shades, obviously, but it is kind of like in that pipeline.
Yeah, like
know?
A toxic
and I think
relationship,
they got that,
back and forth.
Yeah,
it's fun
and
to
they
watch.
got that right.
Yeah,
they got it right. They knew when they started making it that that's what they were going to go for, and they didn't really stray from that in any of these movies.
Whereas like Kissing Booth, it's like, who is your target audience for this?
Yeah.
How do you feel about like the friendship between Kimberly and Tessa? And like, I know we talked a little bit about the relationship with Vance and Kimberly, and then like letting Tessa live with them. Dream scenario if you're that age, honestly. Like, some dope ass rich people just taking you in. Take the bottle of wine to your room. Like, have a good night. Oh, Hardensy you're visiting? Yeah, you guys stay in the same bedroom.
Yeah, go fuck in our gym. Okay.
Dream.
I like her and Kimberly's friendship, especially because Tessa doesn't have any other female friends. They completely took out anything to do with Steph and like the roommates and like Molly. They're just like completely gone.
Yeah.
And obviously in the third book is when they're like gone for good anyways because they literally drug her at a party. So like they're gone out of the book. So she's never had like a girlfriend. So I like that she has Kimberly. I do still think it's kind of weird that that's her boss that has like taken her in and is living with her, but I guess it makes it better knowing that like it's Hardin's dad now, or I always knew that because I read the books, but you know, it makes it a little bit better knowing that there's like nepotism involved with it, that it's not just like a random employee or a random boss having his employee move in with him. And I think Kimberly doesn't seem to have a lot of friends either, so I think she likes having Tessa around.
My dream situation right now is to move into a guest house when my lease is up here with Corinne, and I'm just like, is it too much to ask to just move into a guest house that belongs to like a wealthy, elderly, like lesbian couple? And we just like live in their backyard. We can use their pool. We have like cute little dinners with them. We watch their cats like while they're gone.
Yeah.
We take care of their house, and then they're like, you guys can like go in the house while we're gone, like have people over, whatever. Just like watch over the house, take care of things, water the plants, feed the kitties. That's what I want for myself. Really bad. Guest house. Anyways.
Yeah.
There are times in this movie where I'm rolling my eyes because it does feel a little bit like two spoiled white kids arguing about who's more fucked up because of their alcoholic cheating parents. But again, it's an escape. Like, if these are your problems that you're like down bad over while you're in like a mansion having sex with like another really attractive person, and you have like the internship of a lifetime, and this is a reality that I want to live in for at least a couple hours because it's just nice to focus on other things where our biggest problems are like, my dad fucked me up, so you shouldn't be with me. No, my dad fucked me up, so I'm the fucked up one. I'm more damaged. I'm just gonna drag you down with me. And it's like, y'all are both saying the same thing. Like,
I agree.
I like when he's like, it's not a competition. She's like, well, my dad's fucked up too. And he's like, bitch.
Yeah. They both just have shitty circumstances, and I think they just like to outdo each other.
Tessa's trying to be like, no, I understand you and I'm here for you and I'm not going anywhere. Like, quit pushing me away. And he's like, this is too fucked up. Like, no one would want to be a part of this no matter like how in love they are. And he just like has a hard time reconciling the fact that she does love him.
Well, when we finally get the reversal of Tessa this time being like, I am done with you after her dad dies. And when he's really like, he's pushy at first just to like see her. But then after that, you know, like he is pretty patient and like steady for her. But I do like seeing that role reversal this time around. That instead of her being the one that's chasing him, he's being the one that's chasing her. And also that she has had something really traumatic happen for her. Not like good that she's had something traumatic happen, but at least we get to kind of see her really going through it instead of him. And then we get that again when she finds out that she can't have kids in that whole argument.
Yeah, and she needed that like personal growth moment. Like she's never really had like living on your own. Like now I liked the part where she's like working at this restaurant. The bitch from Fear Street, shout out Dina, Lilas.
Was that really Dina?
Yeah.
Am I dumb? How did I not realize that?
She looks different. She's definitely giving like straight in this movie and raging homo in Fear Street.
Oh my god.
But I liked that part of the story where she kind of has her own moment where they're like living together in New York, not her and Hardin, but her and Landon. Because that makes it better when they come back together, you know? Like they needed time apart.
It's especially needed in the books because those books are long, they're thick, and they are literally together. If not like together, but they have like met each other and are interacting from like what, the 4th chapter or something. You have like hundreds and hundreds of pages of them together. So by the end of this, you definitely needed that time, and especially after the events of this book with her finding out that she can't have kids, her dad dying, Hardin finding out about Vance, the fire, like all of that happening in one go. They needed that break, and I liked that in the movie as well, showing that, and that they did have some time where they showed them apart, especially more focusing on her journey apart. Like Hardin obviously did his thing. He's graduated, you know, he did something for his dad, walked to the stage and graduated, so you see that he's like growing, doing his own thing, and that they'll come back together eventually.
Yeah, and there was a kind of a moment like this too in the last movie when they were separated and he was like at the gym and his trainer was like, get back here, and she was like, what the fuck? It was similar vibes to that where he's like, no, I'm healthy now, like I'm doing a good job, Tessa, and same vibes, but again, it works. Why break away from the formula?
What do you think about him writing a book that's called After?
Love it. It's giving...
I love that cover. That cover is great.
Oh, yeah, with the big letters, the like big offset letters. Very Hardin, very like his vibe. And then him with like the turtleneck at the reading in the fucking library. It's definitely giving All Too Well, Taylor Swift. And then it's also giving like Little Women. The book that she's writing is the title of the movie. Let this man write what he wants. You cannot get on somebody for writing and expressing themselves as a writer, being like, I'm gonna write whatever I fucking want, and if you're mad about it,
that's on you. I agree. I kind of feel like like, I don't know, maybe if you wanted to ask him to change your name, but like other than that, I mean, free reign.
Yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking about it a little bit, she seemed mad that he even wrote about it in the first place. Like,
yeah, she is.
Yeah, less of the fact that like publishing it and more just like he took the time to write it down. Or like, you've been writing about us this whole time? Why is that bad?
I find that romantic.
It's romantic.
If I found out that the man that I was seeing was writing our love story down the whole time, oh my god.
Also, everybody should have a journal. Are you not journaling? That's probably why you're so fucked up, Tessa. Everybody should journal.
Get yourself a journal, Tessie.
I shouldn't. I used it to wipe my ass, but I hope it helps you remember the good times.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I would love that if a man wrote our love story down. So I wouldn't care. Whatever. Tessie, pop off.
The darty at his friend's flat.
Oh,
does
looks like a
fun.
vibe. Yeah.
Also, that girl that was like draped over him. Bang. I can't believe he threw up on her. Do you remember that? Later, he was like,
no, he was like, I literally threw up.
Yeah. You biffed. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, the party does look fun.
I do hate the shot, though, when it's, like, happening fast around him and he's just sitting there after she, like, breaks up with him and leaves. Hated that shot.
It's so melodramatic.
It's not needed.
No. You know what else is not needed? The multiple airplane landing shots that we got. We got so many fucking airplanes landing, and it's like, I know. You only needed to show me once. I can understand that Hardin did in fact have to get on an airplane and fly. I don't think he walked. I don't think he teleported. I'm a genius. I didn't need that many shots of a plane landing. Did you also notice that?
I didn't. That was probably like my bong rip breaks, if I'm being honest.
Next time if you ever watch it again, just pay attention to how many times we see the same plane landing.
This series is going to be comfort movies for me. This time next year, bitch, when the other one comes out, I want to do a full rewatch.
Dude, the first one, I couldn't even tell you how many times I watched that movie. It's over 10 times because it's just like such a comfort movie. I'll be like at home on the weekends here at night, just being like, I don't really know what to watch. I'll turn it on. I'll be on my phone, half paying attention, half watching. It's just a comfort. It's a good time.
You know that this year I'm doing a Hunger Games marathon in November, and I'm watching If I Stay again this November.
Did you also notice that this movie does not have a lot of dialogue? And I've noticed that in a lot of these movies, and just this series in general, not a lot of dialogue. And I noticed it once again with the doctor, like, telling her that she can't have, he never says that. He just comes in, he says, like, we have your test results, and that's it. But that's like a 2-minute long scene of seeing her at the doctor. That's like the only sentence spoken, because it's just a lot of, like, looking.
Yeah, I think the lack of dialogue is something that they tapped into with, like, the later films, and I think that helps it be a little less cringy. I think the less they talk, the like less bad it is, and they save the dialogue for like the intense scenes where hero is getting like really, he's like going to that angry place, and it reads, it's like good. And then with that scene where she finds out that she can't have kids, not reading the book, I thought that she was pregnant, and I think that's what they were trying to do by not saying that she was, or like not telling her test results in that moment, because then she went home and like drank a bottle of wine, and I was like, you trying to like DIY this?
Not the DIY.
But then, and then when he was like, if you're pregnant, just like, I'm down with it. And I was like, aw, just tell him. And then she's like, I can't have kids. And I was like, oh shit. So it was kind of like a reveal for me, because I didn't know.
See, that's good. That's good that then we have those two perspectives, because I didn't read it like that, because I already knew going into it. So I was like, oh, what the hell? This is weird. But
I think it was meant to be kind of like a shock, or
I see.
A misdirect. Oh my God. Also, another shot that I hated was when they disintegrated into ashes. Get that out of here! That was.
And then she's looking around the apartment, she's seeing them like cuddling together on the chair reading.
That's fine. That's fine. It's when you try to bring CGI like that into something like this, cut it. That's so gross.
I would have rather it just been like an actual montage, because we love a montage moment here on the pod. I would have just loved if it was that, rather than trying to be like, her looking around the apartment and like seeing them in these places. Like, no, just give me a montage.
I really loved the one flashback where she's like shaving his face, and then they start kissing with the shaving cream on. I loved that moment. That was so cute. But more like flashbacks like that, I agree, would have been cute.
I like that they put those scenes in there to like remind us that they have nice moments, because then too, I think from the outside you could just be like, why does she not just break up with him, or like why don't they just break up with each other? But then you see all those moments and you're like, no, they have like so many cute moments together. Like, they do love each other for as much as they fight.
Yeah, there's something worth like fighting for. The good outweighs the bad. My notes for when her dad died. Her dad literally dead, bro. Are you serious?
That's your note.
That was my note. But then I was like, this is good, because someone needed to die. Because that wouldn't have been like, it's like, oh, damn, where has she even been? Like, R.I.P., I guess. I just have to say something, too, about the tree tattoo on his torso.
I love.
Me, too. And the one when he wears, like, the black shirts and it's, like, creeping up out of his collar there. Get out of here with that. I love it. I need that tattoo on my body and on the body of the person that I have relations with.
So you and Corinne just have to go in and be like, we need all of these matching up.
Yeah. My first tattoo is going to be a matching ass tat with my girlfriend. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And even if we break up, I'm not going to regret that, because it's fucking iconic. having a
You heard it here, folks.
having a skeleton rock on hands.
I want to talk about them splitting it up into 2 movies.
Oh, yeah.
Because they kept one, I will say, I normally talk about this more in depth, and I don't really care too about the book similarities to the movie. They kept it pretty similar to me. It's been a while since I've read this book. They kept it right on, which I liked. So while I love the runtime of this movie of only being an hour and 35 minutes, perfection, sweet spot, love to see that. Why the fuck would you split it up into 2 movies? There is quite literally not a single reason that it needs to be split up into 2 movies.
So is there a lot left or not really?
Literally no. So
yeah, I'm not like holding my breath anxiously waiting for part 2. Wrap it up. But it's fine. It's okay. More content for us. Hopefully the latter half is more steamy. Because if it's as vanilla as this one, like that's fine. Because I'm still getting like the romantic fill that I need. But like the second and third movie were like popping off, if I do remember.
I mean, the gym scene from After We Fell, I mean, that, like, written scene lived in my brain rent-free, but seeing it on screen, also just up here.
The hot tub scene is the one that sticks out to me.
Oh, yeah. That's like, a good one, too.
That was wild. The family's in the house. The house is all glass. And you're fucking in the jacuzzi. Like...
Yeah.
And you leave your swimsuit bottoms in the jacuzzi.
No, not even swimsuit bottoms. Those were her panties.
Wow.
Yep. Bad bitch alert.
I have another comment about Hardin and God, him in the black beanie when he's going to like group therapy.
Unfucking well.
I'm straight for that.
Mm-hmm. That's so hot. I love a beanie moment. When a man can pull it off. It looks so good.
And then him healing with his dad, who's not really his dad, Ken, the alcoholic abusive man. It felt a little weird to me because I was like, don't you really hate him? Like Hardin knows how to hold a grudge. You know, like, and it just seemed like they healed really quickly and were like crying and hugging. I liked that we got that moment. I liked that it was kind of like we're finally over this hump, like Hardin's finally getting somewhere. But it was a little unbelievable for me. But I love when men are able to heal and like talk out their feelings. Yeah, we all should.
I feel like
open up that space more for them.
Yes, I feel like he just redirected his anger to Vance. So then now that he like is angry at Vance, he's like, okay, I can get over it with Ken. So
that's a good point.
And I think he's angry at his mom, too. So they're kind of taking the brunt of it now.
Why the fuck are we wasting all this time at this wedding when you're fucking somebody else? You dragged my ass all the way out to London for this? Yes, we needed a cute little break from serious Game of Thrones and Don't Worry Darling and just seriousness of life, honestly. Everything is so heavy.
It was good.
So that's really it. Again, if you're in Los Angeles, please come to the Stoker Street premiere on October 29th and look out on social media for tickets to the virtual event. Thank you guys for listening. Do you have anything to plug? Michaela, go follow Michaela on Instagram. Oh, hey, it's MICHAE. And you can see all of her lives that she's been doing. Lots of like book talks.
I missed whatever you were saying, but if that was in conclusion, Lila.
Lilas.